We're live.
Wednesday, the 20th of February, 2018. Today I want to tell you about Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders in the race. Now, part of the problem Bernie Sanders will have, being a self-announced socialist, is that many of the outlandish socialist concepts he had when he was running against Hillary are blasé today. Hey, that's nothing. The party has moved well beyond his giveaway programs and gone into the new Green Deal and others. But here's what's scary about Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, in just a few hours of entering the race, raised $6 million. $6 million just in hours of getting in the race. Now, the typical rule of thumb in primaries up until Donald Trump, the typical rule was the person that has the most money wins the primary. And usually the person that has the most money is backed by the party. Now the question is, what is the Democratic Party going to do with Bernie Sanders? Is the party going to stand behind him, or are they going to shaft him like they did with Hillary? I don't think it's too much of a stretch to believe, had the party not rigged everything, there's a good chance he would have beaten Hillary in the primary, the last election. What will the party do this time? Well, let me give you a little bit of a clue. Pretty soon, I believe, my opinion, you're going to see Joe Biden get in the race. When Joe Biden gets in the race, he's going to bring an element of moderation to this packed group of people running for president. And so it's going to be Joe Biden, the moderate, seemingly Democrat, against all of these wild card young Democrats that are out there pushing all the free deals, the Green Deal, etc. It poses an interesting challenge for the party. Does the party move back to a more moderate position with Joe Biden? Or does the party go all the way this election with this socialist agenda? I wish I could tell you the answer to that. I can't. I can tell you there's a good chance that Biden will end up with the nomination. Maybe he will not have earned the nomination, but there's a good chance he will win it, and I'll tell you why. When you take all of the progressives, the people back in the new Green Deal and all the free giveaway, which is none of it's going to be given away, but anyway, all of that stuff in the new Green Deal, each one of those people are going to take some votes from each other. There will be no other moderate as such, to my knowledge at this point, to get in the race. So all of this really thought out Green Deal, the new socialist agenda, all of those people are going to be splitting up all those votes. And as long as there's only one moderate in the race, Joe Biden will get all of the other votes, which makes it almost impossible for any of the new breed to beat him. Now, the problem with the scenario I just laid out for you, The other rule of thumb in primaries is that you move in the Democratic Party, you move to your base in the primary, meaning you go left, farther left, and then in the general you come back towards the middle. There's no way Joe Biden can move to the left to match the Green Deal people. Can't do it. So what's he going to do? The Democratic Party is counting tremendously on this young vote. They truly are. They think they have it wrapped up. They think they've got the ticket by free education. They think they've got the ticket by free health care. They know they've got the ticket with the young, and if they can pull the young out to vote, they'll win the day. I don't know if Joe Biden can effectively run against that. I don't know if the party, if it's real, if it's a real election, I don't know that the party can elect a moderate today. I think the party has made a commitment to this new progressive agenda to the degree that a moderate will not be accepted. And if Joe Biden were to win, how will he come across pitching free health care, free college? How will he come across pushing all of this progressive agenda? It won't fit. He knows it won't fit. So it gets back down to who's going to win the Democratic primaries. They all believe, they fundamentally down to their toes believe that whichever person wins the Democratic primary will be the next president of the United States. They believe they have Trump so wounded. They believe that Trump is in such trouble that whichever candidate comes through it will be the next president. And as I've told you, the reason you just see all of these people that have already announced and the ones that are still going to announce, the reason they're all getting in is because whether they'll admit it or not, there is a strong belief that whoever wins this presidency for the Democrats will be the last president. They will shift us, if they win in 2020, to socialism. Now, some of you may be getting a little bit tired already of talking about socialism. But I would ask you to fight that. Fight that fatigue. Because that's what this election is all about. It's all about socialism. If it was not so, the president wouldn't be bringing it up in his speeches. It's all about turning this nation into a country that many powerful people throughout the world have wanted for years and years and years and years, to take control of the mighty America. Some want to take control of the mighty America, like George Soros, just simply to take it down, just to take us down and make us a third-rate country. Others want us to join the socialist community, thinking that we bring all of this money that's yet been untapped. Remember, socialism has to have money. It has to have money. It just eats money. And unfortunately, when you take socialism and you remove all incentives for people to work, when you remove all incentives for people to try to do better, because not ever going to do better. Productivity goes down. Everything goes down. And after you take the assets of the country, it's over. It's all over. Such is the case with Venezuela. So imagine America. America sitting here, they come in, the socialist community takes this country, robs us of all of our wealth. And then how are you going to feed the people? How are the people in this country, our children, our grandchildren, how are they going to survive? The trick is, you don't. You end up like Venezuela. You may be tired of me talking about Venezuela, but Venezuela is exactly the greatest thing we could have right now. It's proof positive. You can see it. You can see it in our future if we don't stop it. Now, I have been told, good chance Mueller's report is going to come out soon. I do not know if soon means next week or a couple of weeks, whatever. But in Washington, there is a buzz that his report's fixing to come out. I do not think Robert Mueller, with the cast of prosecutors he has working for him, I don't believe he's going to issue a report that absolves President Trump of all wrongdoing. I don't believe that. They set out to get him. It was their plan to get him. And as I told y'all yesterday, the coup is not over. The silent coup is not over. And I think he will make a play to get President Trump. If not to knock him out of the presidency, at least to have enough presented so that the Democrats can introduce impeachment. It'll be a bad day. It will be a bad day. Now the report, so that you know the structure of this thing, the report that Mueller issues will go to the new Attorney General Barr. It's Barr's prerogative to make it public, to make parts of it public, even to figure out what parts he wants to give Congress to see of the total data in that investigation. So even if Mueller were to turn it over to Barr next week, you will not be hearing about it, I don't believe, real fast, because it will take Barr time and his people to go through it and figure out what's going to be released and what they will release and release. But in any event, you need to make your plans and know that within the next couple of 3 months, President Trump, I believe, will be thrown at the altar table with impeachment. Doesn't mean it's real. Doesn't mean it's right. Mueller has overstepped his investigation parameters. So technically it should be contested unless it is specifically dealing with collusion having to do with the Russians. If it deals in any other stuff, it should be challenged for its legitimacy. But remember, political theater. That's what this is about, political theater. And just because you and I know it's theater, just because you and I know it's not real, do not fool yourself. Millions upon millions of people believe it. They do. Then you add to that number of people that just because the sun rose this morning that hate Trump, they're going to believe it no matter what it says. So it's formidable. It's real. We'll have to deal with it. So I ask you all to tighten up. Tighten up. I asked you yesterday and I ask you again today. With your Facebook page, with your friends you communicate with on the internet, please start talking to them about this stuff. Don't go doing stupid. Don't go telling them about weird, dumb stuff. Just talk about the basic fundamental things. I use Venezuela as an example to you. You should use it for people you talk to. It's real simple. It's easy to see. One of the simplest questions you should pose to someone you're trying to talk with or to get interested is ask them, do you believe when Venezuela was fixing to transform its form of government from a democracy to socialism, do you think the people that were for socialism were advertising and telling people that Venezuela would look like it does today? You think they were telling them this is where we're going to end up, and that's why you should vote for us to be a socialist country? Think about the simplicity of that. Think about the honesty of that. Think about it. How much more honest can you be? How much simpler can you be? Do you really believe the people of Venezuela would have voted to transform from democracy to socialism if they knew, if they were warned, if they were told that this is how it was going to end up? Let me give you another example. Do you believe Obama could have gotten Obamacare through if he had told the truth about keeping your own doctor and your own insurance? Do you think he could have gotten it passed? Do you think Obama could have gotten Obamacare passed even with the crooked, rigged Congress, et cetera, do you think the people would not have stormed Washington if he had told the truth? But he didn't. He didn't. It was only months, a couple of years later, that he actually came out and said, we knew you couldn't keep your doctor. We knew you couldn't keep your insurance. They knew everything that was going to happen with Obamacare. That was bad. That's happened. And what's crazy, everything they told you good about Obamacare for the reason to switch to Obamacare and to get it passed, all the good stuff they told you, think about it. None of it happened. None. That's how powerful lying is. That's how powerful lying is when you control the media. It's powerful. But I believe, me personally, I believe that if we tell the truth, simple enough, straightforward enough, honest enough, we will convince them. We may have to go through some tough times, but if you keep pointing out what they're going to see and then they see it, they will catch on. And that's your job. Your job right now is to spread the word. Your job is to tell everybody never socialism. And when somebody said to you, never socialist will never become a socialist country. Once again, using simplicity and honesty, you need to come back to them with, well, if it wasn't a serious threat, do you think the President of the United States, for the first time in history, about it in the State of the Union. If it wasn't a serious threat, do you think President Trump would talk about it at his rallies? Why is he concerned? If all we're never going to be a socialist country, if it wasn't a risk, why would he even talk about it? Now, granted, he says we will never be a socialist nation. That's positive. That's positive. But it also has a secret meaning, which means we won't ever be a socialist nation if we endeavor to keep it that way. Keep from being a socialist country. You lay down now, and it will be of no great value to me in the future. But you lay down now, and I will have, and I told you so. Because you lay down, we will become a socialist country. I promise you that. Now, Mary Ellen, have we got anybody in the chat room?
Yes, somebody asked if you think Michelle Obama will run, or maybe Tulsi in Hawaii.
And maybe what?
Tulsi in Hawaii.
I don't think so. I don't think either one of those will get in. I don't think Chelsea will get in now. I don't think she will. And Michelle Obama, I don't think will get in because she would not tolerate what you have to do in politics. She just won't.
Okay, we've got somebody who's happy to see that you're still alive and doing well and doing live stream. And this person asked, a long time ago, you said you had a secret that would be one thing to put Hillary down, but you couldn't say what it was yet. Can you say it now?
No, because we have not run out of the statute of limitations. And I pray still for the day that she will be prosecuted. Guys, timing is everything. Timing. Today's program is a function of timing. There are things I could talk about, but right now we're in that moment when we need to be still somewhat. So timing controls everything. And for me to bring something out that I feel personally will finally bring justice to Hillary and Bill, for it to come out now and be wasted. As I have told you, we do not have a jurisdiction. We don't have a venue yet that we can expect honest justice and trying. Just hold on. Hopefully, it will get to the point to where we can bring it out. And just know it's there. I do not intend for them to commit the crimes they have committed and walk away scot-free. I just do not. Anyone else, Mary Ellen?
I'm looking up one more question that's coming in through the text message on my phone. Just give me a sec. Will Christopher Wray clean up the FBI?
Well, I can only tell you my opinion, and this is all it is, my opinion. All right, guys? I don't think he will. There is just something about Christopher Wray that rubs me wrong. Now, I can be 100% wrong, but there's just something about him that rubs me wrong. And I don't think justice will come from there. I think justice will come from Barr. And justice will be exposed through the Senate, through those committees that are still being controlled by Republicans. Now, that's my opinion. So please put it down as such. Anything else, Mary Ellen?
No, not today.
Folks, I hope doing these programs that I'm not boring you. I do not intend to. At the same time, I do not intend to give false hope and get you chasing things that I know will not happen. There are things coming. President Trump is fixing to throw a monkey wrench in this entire border situation, wall border situation. He's got a little, excuse my French, turd in the buttermilk coming. But I'm not at liberty to tell you. He needs to tell you. There's some things coming. I would tell you all to watch this Saturday. Saturday will dictate to a great extent our future involvement in Venezuela. It'll be critical. The reason is, why is it Saturday? Some of you may ask why Saturday is a big day for that decision. That's the day America intends, excuse me, to send in humanitarian aid to the Venezuelan people. And Maduro has already stated that he's not going to let it come, or at least not direct to the people. It has to come through him. If it comes through him, the people will never get it. So with that, no other questions.
Well, yeah, there's one that says, do you think President Trump still has tricks up his sleeve? But I think you just answered that.
Let me tell you 100%, not my opinion, this is fact. Trump has tricks up his sleeve, things he's going to do. Now, when I say that, don't go off doubting that I said, he's going to arrest every member of Congress, because I'm not saying that kind of stuff at all. But I am telling you, he has got a surprise that's been in the planning for some time, having to do with the border and having to do with the wall. Indeed, there is a crisis there. Just this past week, Mexico caught a whole bunch of MS-13 coming in, and they caught them. I think yesterday or last week, they caught $12 million worth of whatever, crystal meth stuff coming in. Now, is that it, Mary Ellen? Did we take them all?
There's one more just coming in now. Can Pence be trusted when he just put Mark Short as chief of staff? Is this dangerous?
I don't think, as long as Trump is in office, do not worry about Mike Pence. What Mike Pence does at this point, I don't believe hurts us. Some of the things he does I don't like. But remember, there's really not much more of a worthless job than Vice President of the United States. The only thing a Vice President's empowered to do is to sit there and wait and be ready in case they have to become president. But I'm not worried about that. I do want to remind everybody that we need help. The t-shirts, we're about to go to our first printing of the t-shirts. So if anybody wants to submit their name to get on the list, Mary Ellen, how would they do that?
Why don't you send a text to the phone number 240-499-6729, and I'll make a list and submit it to Mark when the time comes.
All right, say that number again.
240-499-6729.
All right, now, folks, the shirts are going to be $39.95. They're going to be well selling them onesies and twosies. I do not have the money. I don't have any money at all to put into an inventory so we can get a better price. But I think when you see these shirts, you will see why they will stick out in a crowd, and they will be nice enough, classy enough that you will want to wear it. Comes in black and it'll come in white. But the never socialism logo will stick out in a crowd. And it's designed to be dynamic. What does that mean? The logo is designed to be dynamic, meaning people are going to see it. And whether they talk to you directly or not, it's going to plant a seed in their minds and maybe even get them to ask you about it. It's a working shirt. Working meaning the shirt will do a job for us. But if you want to get on a list to get an order, we need to know if you want it in the first run so that we can have enough produced so that everybody gets one that wants it in the beginning. The other thing, folks, I need your help financially. We need to grow. We need to be doing more things. I'm trying to find things to do to get the word out. So if you can, go to my PayPal account, nicholslive@aol.com, nicholslive@aol.com. And if you can't, if you don't have PayPal, go to nicholslive.com and see how to send help another way or other ways. So with that,
One more question. Are we ordering only black or black and white shirts, or are there other colors? What color are we talking about for the t-shirt?
at present, there are going to be black t-shirts and there are going to be white t-shirts. And when we make our first run, which will be next week, there will be black and white shirts both run. So if you have a preference, just be sure to text it to that number and let us know.
Okay, so text me your name, contact information, color and size to 240-499-6729.
Yes, now you will not send payment for the shirt to my PayPal account. It will go to the PayPal account that we'll give you or to the account. We'll tell you how to pay for it, but it won't come through my PayPal account. So be sure, text Mary Ellen, get the information, and then we'll let you know. You need to let us know, though, in that text, Mary Ellen, whether they can use PayPal or credit card or check, whatever they want to do.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds good. Thank you, Larry. We are up to, we got up to 47 people live. Right now we're at 40, just for your information. And hopefully, folks, we've got this scheduled for 2:00 Central tomorrow as well. So share the information so we can see, it'd be nice to have more people here. We were up to 72 yesterday, so it'd be good to make sure other people know about it. Thanks a lot. But you can watch it, it'll be up for a rerun, shortly. So share it then. Thank you. Bye, Larry. Thanks. Thanks, everybody.